afternoon, Saturday night if you're in the UK. We're so excited. If you're jumping on, just mute yourselves so that we can really, we're not going to, we are recording this call, so anyone that wasn't able to jump on can have a little listen. I'm so excited to give you guys some time. Matt and Karina and I just thought, you know what, we really just want to absolutely give you a little bit of what feels like one-on-one time with Justin. You guys know Justin, we're so fortunate that he's our mentor, he's our upline, he's our leader, whatever you want to call it within Modere. He's had over 20 years experience in this incredible industry in network marketing and now in social retail. And something that I heard last night, which I thought I'd share with you guys because it was beautiful. I was on Justin's page watching some little videos, and I really loved that one of his team shared that when you join Justin's team, he doesn't just tell you what to do or show you what to do. He gets in the car with you and does it with you. And to me, that is the definition of an incredible leader. So we're in such great hands. I'm going to mute myself and hand over.
Oh my goodness. What an honor to be on with each of you. Good morning in Australia. So it's actually, by the way, is everyone cool if I'm wearing a Modere hat? It's Saturday afternoon. I'm doing like the honey-do list for my wife and making sure our house looks like it's in order. So I'm just jamming today. So it's Saturday night. I'm actually going tonight with a bunch of the Modere staff. I'm taking them all to dinner tonight up at a place called Sundance. You guys may have heard of the Sundance Film Festival, maybe. So anyway, we're going up to it's a real magical place up in the mountains. So anyway, just really honor each of you guys for being on. Here's what I wanted to cover today, and Joe and Matt and Karina and so on. If you guys want to jump in, if you want me to hit any other different angles than this, I'm happy to. But can I talk to you guys about recruiting? Like, just how do we recruit like at a really high level? How do you build your team with a lot of intentionality and a lot of clarity? Is that an okay subject? So this training I'm going to give you, it's money, but we're going to go fast. So I'm just going to encourage you to like get your notes out. We're going to jam, and I'm going to share with you kind of how I do it. And I've been able to build 4 different multi-million-dollar businesses. I've been able to build huge teams, millions and millions of people, generate billions of dollars in revenue. And what I'll share with you is it didn't happen by accident. It happened through a lot of trial and error. But my point is, like, you can do it on purpose with a lot of intention. And you can also do it in a very professional way. So I honor you guys, and I'm so honored that you're here, and we'll jam through this. Let me start with this, and I want this to be interactive as you can make it. So in other words, in your chat, let's go back and forth here for a second. Let me ask you a question. How many of you, I want to ask this question. What's the emotion that you feel when we talk about recruiting? Let me give you an example. A lot of people I talk to, when they hear the word recruiting, it makes them feel stressed out. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel pressure. It makes them feel, these are some of the emotions that I get from people, the words like that. What is the emotion for you when you hear, hey, let's go recruit a team, let's go build a team? What are the emotions that you feel? Joe says excited. That's great. I don't want to lead the witness. I want to hear kind of your emotions. Fear, I can't do that. Resistance. Anyone else want to share kind of your perspective on some of the emotions that you feel? Excited, Matt and Karina, good. That's so interesting. So interesting. Matt and Karina and Joe feel excited, and some of the rest of us feel kind of like, ooh, a little bit of fear, a little bit of resistance. Pressured, curious, good. These are all good words. Let me share a couple thoughts with you. Number 1, recruiting is a compliment. So let me give you an example here and in the United States, and I'm assuming it'd be similar all around the world, but we have like our university, right? In the university, they have teams. Whether it's a rugby team, a American football team, a baseball team, whatever. They have teams, basketball teams. Well, before they get to the university, they're in the high schools. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in like the smaller grades. And if the college coaches, if they come to your house and recruit you, oh my gosh, like it's the biggest compliment you can get. In fact, you go to your Instagram after and you're like telling all your friends like, oh my gosh, they just left my house. And it's a big compliment. Why? Because when they come to recruit you, what they're saying is, I see something special in you. That's what a coach would say. a coach would say something like, look, I see something special in you. And the coach would also say something like this: we have a special team. And I think between me, like what you have and what we have as a team, I don't know who, Matt Crane, if you're in charge, or maybe just make sure everyone's muted real quick. But anyway, say we have a special team. I see something special in you. We have a team and a program that with your talents combined with our team and our program, we could do something special. Do you guys see that? That's pretty powerful. That's a compliment. So I want to just encourage you to shift. Wayne Dyer says it this way. Write this in your notes. He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So let me say that one more time. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So in other words, sometimes it's just a simple shift in your perspective that helps you to say, okay, like I'm gonna go to the next level of my recruiting, because it's a compliment. I'm giving someone a sincere compliment saying, look, I see something special in you. Okay, let me give you a couple quick steps of what I like to do. Now I'll do this when I pick up the phone. I'll do it on text message, and I will also do it on in Messenger when I'm recruiting on Messenger. Now, this language here, by the way, is really good language for people that you have some credibility with, some relationship with. If they're a cold market person, meaning you just met them yesterday, I would build the relationship a little bit more before I got into this language. Did everyone follow that? This is really good language once there's a little bit of rapport established. Okay, step one, write this in your notes. Get to the point. Get to the point. Let me share with you what I mean. Have you ever called? How many of you have ever had this happen? You call someone on the phone and you say, Matt and Karina, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, how are the kids? What's going on? I haven't been there forever to Australia. I miss Australia. How's life? And we're just talking about whatever. And we're like 12 minutes into this conversation. And then you're thinking to yourself, oh crap, now I got to bring up Modere. I don't even know how I'm going to do it, because like now I'm like all the way over here, and then I have to go and come all the way back to this conversation. Like, by the way, there's this thing. And now it just feels kind of uncomfortable and kind of awkward. And you almost feel like maybe they're going to think you don't really care about how the kids are and how Australia is. Are you guys following that logic? Like, you almost feel like you missed your window, and then all of a sudden you hang up and you're like, now I'm a failure in my business. I didn't even bring it up. I didn't have the courage, Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Call Matt and Karina, and I want you to use this. This is the language I use: idea, project, or venture. Idea, project, venture. I say, Matt and Karina, I'm working on a business idea I'd love to run by you. Before we get into that, how are you? I haven't seen you guys forever. Oh my gosh, how are the kids? Or I'm working on a project that I'd love to get your feedback on, but before we get into that, how are you? Did everyone see that? So what did I do? I got to the point, I'm working on idea, project, venture. I'm working on an idea I'd love to run by you. Before we get into that, what's up? Because I want to catch up. I genuinely want to hear how they're doing. Once we've done kind of the catch up, the pleasantries, it's going to circle naturally back around to, so what's up? What's the idea you wanted to run by us? Is everyone with me? So get right to the point. It's going to make you feel so much more comfortable, because you're going to know that I'm calling for a reason, okay? Or I'm reaching out for a reason. So I'm reaching out to you because I have an idea I want to run by you. Before we get into that, oh my gosh, how are you? Haven't talked to you forever. Okay, number one. Number two, this is what I call relieve the pressure. This is so good. So relieve the pressure means this. Most people will say no to you on the front end, meaning they'll say no to take a look at the information. They'll say no to joining. They'll say no to even going through the process of looking at the information, because they don't want to say no to you in the back end. In other words, they don't want to go through all the information and then, kind of feel like they wasted your time and then say no, because they almost feel like sort of obligated at that point, right? So they'll say no on the front. They'll say, it's not for me. I don't have enough time. I don't really do those things. I don't have time. They say no on the front. What we want is for them to say yes on the front, so that because it's okay to say no on the back. We've made that okay. Did everyone follow that simple logic? We make it okay for them to say no. Hey, I say, look, so here's the language. Here's how I relieve the pressure. I say, hey, Matt and Karina, I'm working on a business idea I'd love to run by you. Before we get into that, how are you? Comes back. So what's the idea? I say, hey, look, let me say this. I'm launching a new business, but I want to start by saying this may resonate with you and it may not. In either way is totally fine. So I'm going to relieve the pressure. This may be for you and it may not be, and either way is totally fine. Or I'll say, I want to run an idea by you. And by the way, if this resonates, great. If not, it's fine. I'll say to people, I'll say, our friendship's not on the line. Our friendship's not on the line. I just want you to check out what I'm up to and see if it resonates. Now, what have I done? I've said it's okay for you to say no on the back. I just want you to say yes to check it out. Did everyone see that? That's really simple, but it's really powerful. If not, people are naturally sales resistant. Have you ever been to the mall and you walk in to get shoes, and you go to the mall to get shoes, and you walk into the shoe store, they say, can I help you? And you go, no, I'm just looking. Why do you do that? You do that because we're naturally sales resistant. So if people feel like, here, I'm about to get sold, then their resistance will come up. I don't want the resistance up. I just say, hey, look, this may be for you. It may not be. Either way is fine. But I want to share with you what I'm doing. And if it resonates, great. If not, that's fine. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is give a sincere compliment. So I would say this: if I thought of you because, okay, so I call Matt and Karina and say, hey, look, I'm working on a business idea. I'd love to run by you guys. Before we get into that, how are the kids? What's going on? They say they're doing great. They say, so what's up? I say, look, I'm launching a new business right now, and it may resonate with you and it may not. Either way is totally fine with me. Our friendship's not on the line. I'd just love for you to check out what I'm up to. But here's the thing. I thought of you guys because I just don't know of a more dynamic couple. I don't know of a more, I don't know of 2 people I'd love to be in business with more. I just think the world of you guys. So if this resonates, great. If not, that's fine. But I thought of you guys because I just think you're so dynamic. Give a sincere compliment. I want you to know this. Most people are starved for compliments. They work hard. They're good people. They do good work. And no one even gives them a pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? No one even says, hey, you're doing a great job. So be the kind of person that gives a sincere, honest compliment. Okay. All right. Number 4 is if I will you. If I will you. So you say something like this. They're like, so what's the idea? I say, look, what I want to do, if I send you a video, a little link to a quick video, will you check it out? If I add you to a Facebook group and tag you in a video, will you check it out? If I add you to a Facebook group, will you look at some of the before and afters? If I do this, will you do that? In other words, it's permission-based marketing. I'll take a step if you'll take a step. Would you agree to that? Like, yeah, send it over. Cool. Okay, that's 4 steps in. Does everyone feel like you're following me so far? So number 1 is get to the point. Number 2, relieve the pressure. 3 is give a sincere compliment. 4, if I will you. Okay, now I'm going to teach you some stuff no one teaches. And it's going to save you humongous headaches. If you don't like headaches, then you're going to really like this next part. If you like headaches, then you can keep doing what you're used to doing. But this will help you not have a headache anymore, okay? How many of you are sick of bugging, chasing, nagging, or annoying people? I hate that feeling. I don't like that feeling of like, in other words, have you ever had this? The first call goes good. And then like you can never quite nail them down for the second call. And you just like chase them for the next 4 months. Oh my gosh, give me a headache. So here's what I learned how to do. I learned how to set up my follow-up in my invite. I would set up my follow-up in the invite. This is step 5. Set up your follow-up in the invite. So let's go back to Karina and Matt. I say to him, hey, if I sent you a video, would you check it out? He says, yes. Here's the language. Great, Matt. That's awesome. How soon can you watch it? It's 5 minutes long, 20 minutes long, whatever it is. Matt, how soon can you watch it? And he says, I can watch it, probably later tonight, 6 o'clock. Say, great. Here's the language. This is so good. I say, Matt, this is literally what I say. I've been saying it for years and it works. Matt, when you watch this, you're going to have some great questions. And I want to get you some answers while they're fresh in your mind. So let me just say that to you guys one more time. When you watch this, you're going to have some great questions. And I want to get you some answers while they're fresh in your mind. Would it be better for us to talk tonight at 6 or tomorrow morning on your way to work? In other words, give 2 options, because it's not, do you like the white or the black, which is yes or no. It's not, do you like black? Do you like black is yes or no. Do you like both? It's like, tonight is 6 o'clock better or 8 o'clock better? That's 2 yeses. I have 2 options to get a yes. Did everyone see that? 2 options. So I say this, I say, Matt, when you watch this video, you're gonna have some really great questions. I wanna get you some answers while they're fresh in your mind. Could I chat with you tonight at 6 after you watch it, or would tomorrow morning be better for you? Did everyone see that? I know it's subtle, but I'm telling you, set up most of us, what we do it's like we're holding a porcupine. You know what I'm saying? We're like holding it like this. And then you're like, will you hold this porcupine and watch this video? They're like, sure. You're like, whoop, you just throw it on their lap and you're like, hey, see you later. And we don't set up the invite, the follow-up. We don't set up that next step. So what happens is we feel like if we just send videos out that like somehow we did our job. No, be a pro. Pros set up the invite. Now, why? Why do they do it? They do it, like I said in the language. Matt, you're going to have great questions. I'm giving him a compliment saying you're going to pay attention and have great questions. And as a professional, I want to get you some answers while those questions are fresh in your mind. I'm doing him a service. I'm a professional. Did everyone see that? Like pros don't just like throw the porcupine in their lap and run away. Pros say, hey, let me show you exactly, like, let me help guide you through this process. Okay. So you set up the follow-up in the invite. And then the last thing, this next part's so good, dude. I've never heard anyone teach you guys this stuff. This is so good. This next thing is what I call stack reasons. Stack reasons. So it's like this. You stack reasons. One on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. Write this in your notes. Everything we do because we have reasons. This is how life works. And everything we do because we have reasons. It's just how life works. So what I want to do is I want to help you to stack reasons where we give them more reasons to listen to us, more reasons to follow through, more reasons to do it than not to. Because everything that we all do, we get married because of reasons, we get divorced because of reasons, we go on diets because of reasons, we get off our diet because of reasons. Everything we do because we have reasons. So you want to stack reasons to where there's more reasons for them to do it than not. Now, when I was early in my career, I remember I was struggling. Oh my gosh, I was working my little fingers to the bone, and I had big belief and big dreams. I was making a couple $100s a month, and my mentor was making $165,000 a month, and he was in his 60s. His worst year, by the way, he was a former engineer, and his worst year was since 1978 was $500,000. Poor guy made 40 grand a month in 1978. Poor guy. You know, he had a rough go. So he made a fortune in networking. And he is in my local city one time. I'm in my 20s, about 26 years old, maybe 27. And I'm struggling. I got a little baby, a little family. I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying to build a team, just trying to get my confidence up. And he says, I fly out tomorrow late morning. He said, would you like to meet in the morning? I'm like, yes, sir. I mean, this is like one-on-one time with my mentor. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I mean, this guy was like a big deal to me. So I sit down with him for coffee at a hotel room, or at a hotel lobby, pardon me. And he says to me, he goes, how are you doing at getting appointments? And I said, I'm doing pretty good. And he goes, how are you really doing? I'm like, I'm doing terrible. No one will listen to me, you know? And I wanted to try and like not be negative, you know, I didn't want to be like, I'm doing terrible. I was trying to be like Mr. Positive. I'm doing pretty good. And he goes, how are you really doing? And I'm like, not so good. No one will listen to me. And he goes, do you feel like they say no to me before they even know what I'm doing? Have you guys ever had this happen? You're like, okay, I'm working on this thing. They're like, no, I'm good. And you're like, you may be good, but you don't even know what it is yet. You don't even know what the product is or the business. Like, I can't afford it. I'm like, bro, I haven't even told you the price. Like, what? Or they say like, I'm too busy. I'm like, you don't even know what I'm doing yet. How do you know if you're too, has anyone else ever had that happen? You just like get shot down and you haven't even had a chance to like get the words out of your mouth yet. That's what was happening to me. So he says, can I share with you the 5 legitimate business reasons why every person should hear what you have to say? The 5 legitimate business reasons. So it's not manipulation. It's not goofy MLM sales scripts that you feel like you're kind of manipulating somebody. They're legitimate business reasons why every person should hear what you have to say. I was like, yes, sir. Like, let's do it. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys next. Number 1, write this in your notes. It always makes sense for good people to meet. I've used these. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm not kidding. These next 5 have literally made me millions of dollars. And I hate to like use income claims, but that's the truth. These have helped me so much. Number 1 is it always makes sense for good people to meet. Now, what does that mean? Think of it this way. Let's say I'm trying to connect Matt and Karina with Joe. Let's say Joe's my upline. I'm trying to get Matt and Karina, my prospects, to meet Joe. I say, hey, look, guys, I'm going to give them legitimate reasons. So I'll go through all the things. Hey, do this, and I'm trying to put them into a 3-way chat, or I'm trying to get them on a 3-way call or something to that effect. with Joe. Joe's my upline. I say, look, listen, guys, I'm excited for you to meet Joe. My thought, and here's the reasons why she's awesome or whatever. I say, here's my thoughts though, guys. I just believe it always makes sense for good people to meet. Like, who's going to argue with that statement? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nope, I like to meet negative, nasty people. Like, no, it always makes sense for all of us good ones. There's enough negative, nasty people in the world that all of us nice people, we should all hang out together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always makes sense for good people to meet. Okay, number 2, knowledge and good information is never a disadvantage. Knowledge and good information is never a disadvantage. So what I'll say is this. I'll say, Matt and Karina, what I'll do, if I sent you this link, will you watch it? They say yes. Cool. You're gonna have some great questions when you watch it. I want to get you some answers where they're fresh in your mind. And then I want to, connect you with Brett or with Joe or whatever the case might be. And I say, hey, look, I'm excited for you guys to check this out. I just believe that knowledge and good information is never a disadvantage. They're like, okay, all right. Okay. Number 3, write this down. All good business is referral business. All good business is referral business. So here's what I'll say. Matt and Karina, let me share with you what I'm up to. If it resonates with you, that's great. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. I just want you to watch the video. Give me your feedback when we're done. I know you're gonna have some great questions when it's over. I want to answer them while they're fresh in your mind. Even if this isn't the right thing for you guys, I really want you to see what I'm doing, because I believe that all good business is referral business. And if it may not be for you, but you may know someone it would be the right fit for. Would you be willing to check out the video? By the way, let me ask you guys a question. Is that a true statement? All good business is referral business. If you're in restaurants, there's not a higher comp that you can get than someone referred your restaurant. If you're in a mortgage broker, you can't get a higher comp than someone did a loan with you and now they referred business. If you're a real estate agent, you can't get a higher comp than someone said, hey, I had a great experience with them. You should try them. If you own a car dealership, someone buys a car and then they refer their friend, you can't get a higher compliment. So all good business is referral business. Friends support friends. It's a good business. Okay, let me give you guys the next one. This one is so good. I just sponsored a friend of mine that I've known for 3 years, and it's because of this line, this next number 4. It's what I call, write in your notes, write life timing. Life timing. And then let me share with you the concept. Here's how you'd say it. I say that the language is this: if your situation changes, I want to be the first phone call you make. If your situation changes, I want to be the first phone call you make. So let me give you an example. Talking to Matt and Karina, and they go, you know what, we're just really busy right now. I say, hey, look, guys, I totally understand that you're busy right now. And this may not be the right time in your life for you to do this. I want you to check it out so that you know what I'm up to. Watch the video, meet Joe, etc. So you know what I'm up to. If it resonates with you, great. If not, that's fine. Here's the thing though. I know how important life timing is. And if right now is the wrong time, I want to be the first phone call you make if in 6 months your situation changes. Do you guys see that? I'm giving them legitimate reasons to hear me out and to look at the information and to go through the process. The gal that I just sponsored on Monday, her life timing changed. I want you to think of life timing like a clock, So you have the small hand and you have the big hand in a clock, right? Like an analog clock. You're looking for people at high noon. High noon is small hand, big hand line up together. What that means is right person, right time. Right person, right time. So when I recruit people, I play the long game, baby. I'm not in this thing for a week or a month or a year. I play the long game. I have friends of mine that's taken me years to recruit because I was consistent for the long game. And so I may get them in 3 months or 6 months. Anyone that I want to get that's like a positive, happy, vibrant person I want to work with, I'll get them all eventually. Why? Because when their timing changes on the first phone call they make, I nurture that relationship and I build my story big enough to where they're like, yo, what are you up to, bro? What's going on? Okay, so let me say this again. Man, Karina, they say, I'm just too busy. You say, look, I totally understand that. And by the way, you very well may be way too busy to even do this. I'd love for you to check out the information because here's my thoughts. If your I know how important life timing is. And if right now it's just the wrong time, that's fine. But can you carve out 5 minutes to check out the video? Because if your situation ever changes, I want to be the first phone call you make. So I at least want you to know what I'm up to. You guys see that? Okay. This next one is so good. I launched a D3 line with this next line. Write in your notes, crystal clear on what you're saying no to. So I had a girl call that I was recruiting, and she actually was looking. It was the weirdest thing, but she was about to join another company. She was like kind of looking at us at Modere, and then like looking at this other company, and she was like leaning more towards this other company. And she hadn't really given me a fair shake. She hadn't really done the information. Her name's Anastasia. And I said to her, I said, Anastasia, I said, hey, look, if you want to join that other company, I'm totally fine with that. And I'll be your friend and I'll support you in that other company. I said, but here's the thing. I just want you to be crystal clear on what you're saying no to. And she told me later, she goes, "Ooh, when you said that, I was like, oh crap. Now I have to look at his stupid videos and listen to his stuff." And, you know, cause she like felt like she's like, okay, I will. And then guess what? I won, right? And she's a D3, almost elite in Modere. She's doing great. She's a D3 P3, by the way. So anyway, Chris, I want you to be crystal clear on what you say no to. Okay, so let's go back to Matt and Karina, right? Matt and Karina say, you know, I just don't have enough money. You say, hey, Matt and Karina, that's totally fine. I respect that. You may not be be able to do this with me. Here's the thing. I'd love for you to check out the information. I'd love for you to meet Joe. I'd love for you to connect with what we're doing. Because here's the thing. I just want you to be crystal clear on what you're saying no to. If it's not for you, our friendship's not on the line. I'm cool either way. But I just want you to be crystal clear on what you're saying no to. Guys, I'm dropping bombs on you right now. I promise this is so good. By the way, is this helpful? Are you guys like, what is he talking about? Is this helpful so far? Okay. Let me give you some new stuff. Oh my gosh, this next thing is so good. All right, here's the deal. Write in your notes, recruit with clarity. This is so good what I'm about to say to you. Oh my gosh. Like I wasn't taught this stuff, dude. I had to learn all this stuff the hard way. They took me years and years and years and years and years. No one taught me this stuff. In other words, like in those early days, I would never heard any of this stuff. Okay, recruit with clarity. Here's the deal. I know we're all at different, I know you're all launching your business right now, but I also know we're at different stages. Like for example, Matt and Karina are crushing D1. Some of you are just barely launched yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we're all kind of these different kind of stages. But the way I want you to think about it is this. Let's say that you are, for the sake of an example, let's say you're a senior team leader, because this will help me to illustrate the point. It doesn't matter how big you are right now. You could be just started today. Let's say that your goal, let's say you're a senior team leader, you have 9,000 in volume, and you want to go to director 1, meaning you need another team leader line. You need to go get another team leader. I'm going to help you to recruit with clarity to where you can really start crushing your business. Are you guys game for this? Okay, write this in your notes. Stop recruiting people. Start recruiting teams. Okay, write this in your notes. Stop recruiting people. Start recruiting teams. Now, what does that mean? I'm not saying you have to go recruit a team from another company. That's not actually what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you recruit me today and 6 months from now, it's me and you still, then we failed. Because the goal is not to recruit a person. The goal is to start a new team, is like to launch a team of people. Did everyone follow this? Like, in other words, if I recruit, okay, I'll give you guys an example. When I sponsor Brett and Sammy, if 6 months from now I have me and Brett and Sammy, I failed, dude. You know what I'm saying? That was like a total disaster. What I'm trying to do is launch a new team. That's why we're all having this conversation. We're team builders. We build teams of people. We build communities of people. So in other words, if I'm going to go launch this new person, I'm a senior team leader. I need to go to director 1. I need to go launch a new team leader team. If you're right now, if you're watching this and your goal is, for example, let's say that your goal is to make, let's say your goal is to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Let's just use this. Let's say today's your first day. And you're like, okay, I need to be about a director 1, maybe director 1 gold, director 1 silver, that kind of range. By the way, some of these terms may not even make sense to you yet. I'll tell you what will make sense to you. Let's go help 4 people launch teams to where they're earning $500 a month. Does that make sense? Like, okay, what my job is I'm going to go help 4 people build team leader teams to where they're making about $500-600 a month. Then I'll be at my $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Does everyone follow that logic? So that's the way I want you to think, is like when you call your friend, I don't call my friend and say, hey, Rhonda, so will you join me? Like, I don't care if Rhonda joins. I want Rhonda to help me launch a team. So does that just I don't know, it's a small shift, but it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal when you talk with clarity. Now, There's two questions. They may not ask you these questions, but they are asking these questions in their mind. They may not ask them though. Two questions. Question number one, how much can I make? Question number two, how long will it take? They may not ask these, by the way, but they're kind of sort of wondering like, okay, I checked out the video. I met Joe on the three-way chat. Like I'm checking out the Facebook group. They're kind of wondering, so how much money can you make here? And they're also wondering like, how long is this going to take? You know, these are kind of like subliminal questions they're asking. So now I'm going to help you guys write this in your notes. I'm going to help you with your X in Y. I'm going to help you with your X and Y. You need to know the answer to your X and Y. Here's how X and Y works. So I would call Matt and Karina and I'd say this. So I'd use some of the language you'll hear from earlier. I'll say, Matt and Karina, hey, I'm working on a business idea. Before we get into that, how are you? Oh my gosh, the kids are great. We're doing great. Perfect. They say, so what's your idea? I say, hey, look, I'm launching a brand new team here in Queensland, in Brisbane, in Sydney, in Australia, in Europe, in England, whatever. In other words, I'm launching a brand new team. This is the language. This is my clarity language. Launching a brand new team. Now, Matt and Karina, my goal is to help the leader. The way that my business works, by the way, is I launch teams of people. There's like a leader that leads me. We create a team of people. My goal is to help the leader of that team to earn X amount of money in Y amount of time. Do you guys see that? My goal is to help that leader to earn X amount of money in Y amount of time. And then this is what I say next. Now, this next line, I need a preface. Are you guys okay with this? This is not manipulation, what I'm about to say. This is a fact. This is the truth. And I need to get you guys to this place where you're like, yo, I'm going to build this business, okay? Because in other words, some people are going to say yes to you and some people are going to say no. Some people that say no will say yes in 3 months. So cool. But you got to just get your commitment level up to a point where you're not committed because people say yes. You're committed because you committed. In other words, some are going to say yes. Some are going to say no. Your commitment level just sort of has to be what it's going to be. Like, I'm going to do this, period. Is everyone with me on that? Because sometimes we're like, if my sister says yes, I'm in. If my sister says no, I quit. I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore, you know? Or like our customer buys from us, we're like, whoa, got a customer, I love Modere. And then the next day a customer quits, we're like, I quit too. You know, we're like this big, huge roller coaster like this. I'm just saying, get committed, stay committed, baby. Like, commit yourself. You know, like, commit yourself for a year. I remember giving myself 5 years. I was 25 years old. I'm like, yo, I'm going to work the next 5 years of my life anyway. I'm going to go figure this thing out. And if I can't figure it out 5 years from now, I'm not going to say I didn't try. Like, I really gave it the time. I didn't give it 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 weeks. I was going to give it 5 years. Does everyone follow me? So here's the language. Matt and Karina, I'm launching a new team. My goal is to help the person that helps me to build and lead that team, for them to make X amount of money in Y amount of time. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do it either way, but I'd love to do it with you because that's the language. I'm going to do it either way, but I'd love to do it with you because, and then give them a sincere compliment. I'd love to do it with you because, man, you guys are my people. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You're some of the happiest people. I just love you. I'd love to like take over the world with you. You know, just like, we'll just go serve people at a high level. I'm going to do it either way though. Now, let me go back to what I was saying a second ago. This is not, they talk about like having posture. I just think it's the most like, I just want to, it's just like the MLM posture. Like we just act like we're cooler than we are. We like put on like fake Rolex and like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, I'm building this international business. And I just felt like, dude, stop being so disingenuous. The flip side of that though is having some confidence. Like, look, I'm going to do this. Like I said this to people, this exact line, I've said this to people. And guess what? I build it with those that decided to join me, and I build it with those that didn't join me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, even those that didn't join, it didn't slow me down. It wasn't like my business fell apart. I went and built it with somebody else. Because here's what I want you to know. If you're in Brisbane, you're not in Sydney. In other words, if you're working with John, you're not working with Charles. You only have so much time. So it's like this. What I tell people is this. I'm launching a brand new team. I'm going to pour all of my energy, time, resource, money, effort, everything I've got for the next 6 to 12 months into this team. My goal is to help the leader of that team to earn X and Y. I'm going to do it either way, but Charles, I'd love to do it with you because we're friends. We've talked about doing business together. And now, by the way, if it's not for you, cool. I'll go do it with someone else. Does that make sense? Like, you only have so much time every single day. And I want you to know this, my friends. Check this out. This is so important. Some of you don't have a ton of confidence yet. you're still building your confidence. You're still kind of getting going. When someone joins you, they're not just getting you, they're getting all of us. Does that make sense? Like, they're not just getting you, they're getting a team. We're going to pour into their marriages. We're going to pour into their life, into their kids that are struggling with addiction. We're going to pour into their faith. We're going to pour into their, their business. Like, we're going to pour into every area of their life. So they're not just joining you. So in other words, if your confidence is a little low, maybe right now you're like, look, I'm just getting started. You can even say to them, look, I'm working with some incredible people and we're launching a brand new team right now. And the way our business works is we help people to launch teams. Our goal as a team, that myself with the people I'm working with, is we're going to help someone to earn X in Y. And look, they're going to do it either way, but they they gave me 3 or 4 key people, and I'd love to do it with you because they're going to help me. They're going to help me with 3 key people. And I thought of you because you're my girl. Like, we're friends. Like, man, we've talked about this. Okay. Is everyone following where I'm at so far? Like, I'm going to pour, like when I launched Brett and Sammy, I'll give you guys an example. When I launched Brett and Sammy, I already had committed. I committed with my wife. My wife knew this. My kids knew this, that I was going to pour countless hours of my life into this line. Like travel, money, time, energy, everything. Are you guys following? So in other words, it wasn't like I was just like recruiting somebody like, hey man, good luck. Hope it goes well over in Australia. I was like, yo, I'm going to commit my time. And remember, if I'm in Sydney, if I'm in Denver, I'm not in Dallas. If I'm in Sydney, I'm not in America. Like, if I only have so much to give. And if I don't pour it into this team, I'm going to go pour it into someone else. So I was like, I committed that to pour into you guys. That's why we're having this discussion right now. And by the way, this is just the beginning. I'll give you everything I have. I'm going to share this with you, and I hope this comes across in the spirit which I mean it. Okay, which the spirit of which I mean it is it's a spirit of humility. But guys, the last time I gave this training on a stage, I was paid $65,000 to give this training. My point is this whole little speech. They paid me 65 grand for an hour to speak and give this training. Here's the point I'm trying to say to you. I'll pour it into you for free, dude. No one is going to pay anything. Are you following what I'm saying? Like, you normally have to go buy this stuff, dude. You have to go pay for this stuff, but we'll do it in our team for free. Does that make sense? And we'll pour it into your new people and into their new people and into their new people. And we'll serve them at a high level and add value to their life and help them in their confidence and help them in their health and their fitness and in all these different areas. So when you're recruiting, I want you to have confidence that you're not just recruiting them to join you. You're recruiting them to join a team, this entire community of people. And we're stronger when we stand back to back as a community. There's buffalo. You guys ever heard Aesop's fable about the water buffalo? So the water buffalo, when they would stand back to back, the lions would hunt the buffalo, but they couldn't eat the buffalo because the buffalo would all defend each other. They would all stand back to back, so the lions would get horns. Guess what happened to the buffalo? One by one, they kind of got sick of each other. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't need her anymore. And I don't like how she does this. And I don't like that strange clicking sound he has in his jaw when he chews his soup. And so they all kind of got sick of each other, and they all had drama, and they focused on the drama more than the dream and whatever. The buffalo went to the corners of the savannah, and one by one, the lions ate the buffalo. You say, who killed the buffalo? You say the lions did. No, it was the buffalo that killed the buffalo. It was the culture that killed the cows. In other words, culture's king. We build a culture of back to back. We support each other. We focus on the dream, not the drama. We help people through their challenges. We help them build confidence. We have a team. Abraham Lincoln was one of our famous U.S. presidents. Abraham Lincoln said, I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Like, what if you had a whole community of people that believed in you? What could you accomplish? What if you had one person that believed in you? What could you accomplish? Oh my gosh, I went on a little rant there for a second about the team, but here's what I'm really trying to say is I want you to know X and Y. Now, how many of you, okay, someone say yes or raise your hand or whatever. If you're like, that's good. Like, I like the X and Y. I like the recruiting with clarity. How many of you are liking that? Okay. How many of you will be honest if you're feeling a little bit, you're feeling like you can't promise someone X and Y, like that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. You're kind of like, I can't tell them they're going to make X amount of money in Y amount of time. I'm not even making that much money yet. How can I tell them to make 500 or 1,000 or whatever it is? And I'm not even making that. Does anyone else feel that at all? A little bit of like, I like it, but I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. Okay. How many of you are thinking, I can't guarantee that? Like, I don't know. There's variables. I can't guarantee it. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Okay. You're right. You cannot guarantee their income, but you can guarantee you. You can guarantee you're going to show up. You can guarantee that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. You're going to guarantee your commitment level. You can guarantee your confidence. You can also guarantee the system. You can also guarantee our team. You can guarantee Matt and Karina will show up with a smile. You can guarantee I'm going to show up. I promise. You can guarantee Joe's going to show up. You can guarantee Brett and Sam are going to show up. Are you following what I'm saying? Like, you may not be able to guarantee their X and Y. Now, so here's what I want you to think about. You can't carry them up the mountain on your back. But listen, if they're willing to meet you halfway, meaning they're willing to do what they say they're going to do, you can guarantee the other half. Because the other half is all of us. You know what I'm saying? The other half's the whole team. It's us, it's the system, it's the company, it's the products, it's the you can guarantee all this stuff. You can guarantee that because that's already there. What we can't guarantee is their half. But listen, what if you were to sponsor you? Like, what if you were to sponsor someone that's willing to do what you're willing to do? Like, show up early on a Sunday morning, put in the work. You can guarantee if they're willing to do their part. So here's the thing. The way I look at it is this. If someone will partner with me and they're willing to guarantee their half of the equation, they're going to win. Because I can actually guarantee our half of the equation. Does that make sense? So even if your confidence is still a little shaky right now for you, you can still guarantee the rest of us. And you can guarantee the system. So what I say to him is like, look, my goal is to help this person to make X amount of money and Y amount of time. We have the team, system, products, everything in place to do it. If you're willing to do your part, like in other words, I'll match you energy for energy, step for step, energy for energy. And the truth is, the honest truth is I'll probably match them 2 energies for every one. If they take a step, I'll probably do 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm probably even willing to do more than they're willing to do. But listen, I can't take 7 steps if they take 0. But if they'll take a step, I'll take a step. They take a step, I'll take a step. I match them energy for energy, energy for energy. So someone calls me, they're like, it's hard. Like, they have like nasal tone. It's so hard. Well, I don't have a ton of energy for that person. Bless their heart. I'm not trying to be mean. But the point is, I have energy for someone that's like, look, I'm showing up. I'm doing my best. I have infinite patience for people who try. I have about no patience for whining, blaming, complaining, excuse making, like, oh my gosh, give me a headache. But I have infinite patience for people who try, infinite patience for people who are willing to say, hey, look, I'm doing my very best to put in the strokes and to make it work. Man, we just covered a lot of stuff, dude. That's like some deep content. So I'm just going to recap, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. So let's just recap. 5 things we talked about, right? Get to the point, relieve the pressure, give a sincere compliment. If I would you, then you set up your invite and the follow-up. We talked about stacking the 5 legitimate business reasons. And then lastly is recruiting with clarity and getting clear on your X and Y. So if you need to be, what's your goal? Like, what is your goal? If your goal is like, look, I want to make $1,000, $2,000 a month, then you need to launch 4, 5, or $600 a month teams. If your goal is to make 10 grand a month, you need to go launch probably 4 $2,000 a month teams. Does that make sense? Like, if your goal is to $2,000 a month, meaning like, I'm looking for someone that wants to earn two grand a month. I'm going to help them to do it because my goal is to make more. So anyway, once you get clear on your goal, then you can go out there and you can start recruiting with some clarity. So I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has and cover any other subjects if there is any. I don't want to take up too much of anyone's time though.
I just want to say thank you so much. It's honestly the best, I think it's the best, 46 minutes of training I've ever had. And I would actually recommend to everyone on here, if you couldn't scribe, if you couldn't write as fast as Justin was talking, then watch this again and again and again until it's actually ingrained in your mind, because that dialogue is incredible, absolutely incredible. So Justin, thank you. That was phenomenal.
Love you guys.
Any questions, guys? Everyone's just saying thank you. Yes, definitely one to repeat again and again.
And I'll post a recording of this so that you can actually go back and watch it again and again and get that notepad out and make sure you didn't miss anything as well.
Any questions, guys? Or is everyone a little bit mind blown?
It was
Still trying to process
pretty
it.
comprehensive.
Well, I love you guys. I'm just so honored to be your partner. I'm just telling you, this is just the beginning of where we're going. This is just the beginning, my friends. We're going to build a freaking empire together. We're going to serve people at such a high level. We're going to do a lot of great work. So I love you guys, and I'm just here to serve you, to add value, to be someone that you look at in your life and you say, look, we've got the right team to accomplish any of the dreams that I have. So love you guys. Respect you so much. Thanks so much for jumping on. Hope everyone has a great Sunday morning. And if I can help in any way, let me know.
Thanks so much, Justin.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Bye.
Talk soon.
See ya.